What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Graham's Weekly Wrestling Waffle. Episode 2, that's right, where I waffle on for about 20 minutes about the wrestling I watched and what I think about it. Let me know what you think down below as well. I want to know your opinions, your views, and smash the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. And let's start off with the WWE's tour, Euro Trash, in Dusseldorf, Monday Night Raw. Easily the best thing about this show has to be the theme song. Eminem, Godzilla, is certainly not the women's tag champs diarrhea. The whole segment, the whole opening segment showed just how bad every single female on the roster are at promos and acting. The fact this started the show is embarrassing. Why are they not continuing from where they left off last week and have Punk or a pissed off Breaker start the show? The fact this is what the women were given by the creative department is lazy. The fact they expose how bad they are on the mic, acting, for the length they do, is baffling. Or maybe they actually think these women are good. I mean, we've got a decent debut for Javon Evans. He definitely has some potential and is a fresh face on the show. And it's really needed at this point. But what's not needed, in my opinion, is 3 European guys acting like luchadors. I mean, Kaiser as Americano was entertaining at one point, but it got stale fast. Very fast, boring, very quick. And they've done very little to develop the character, build him up any heat. And then they just shove another 2 masks on another 2 guys that are going nowhere. I suppose this is an upgrade on Butch. But at least this is something for Pete to do. And Tyler, the old big strong boy. At least they've got something to do. Better than nothing, I suppose. I mean, the biggest fall off though, that has to be studied in years to come, is how Jey Uso has gone from winning the World Championship at WrestleMania to warming up the crowd. And then later on in the show, being scared of Tozawa and his fat friend when they challenged for the tag team titles. CM Punk's promo, they're usually good, but this one was kind of boring. I was expecting the Vision Express. Instead, we got Finn Balor. After getting told off by Liv for playing 2K25, he challenged Punk for the title in Belfast for the World Championship. Fans were kind of disappointed. They thought they were getting the match there and then. They thought they were getting a CM Punk match at least. But they got screwed out of that. Balor gets a title shot because the show's in Belfast next week. That's the storyline. Kabuki Warriors versus Liv Morgan and Roxanne Perez versus Bayley and Lyra was the next match. The crowd got so bored they started singing. More proof why the majority of the women suck at pro wrestling in this company. But everyone just ignores it because it's equality over quality. We've got a sneak peek for season 2 of Unreal on Netflix. If it's anything like season 1, it'll be more staged behind the scenes footage and Triple H hugging everyone and telling everyone how great they are and how great he is and how great the company is and how much money they're fleecing from the fans for putting on subpar shows. The show got better once Breaker turned up and started causing some chaos. But it should have started the show. They should have started with Pierce warning Heyman earlier in the show. That's what should have kicked off the show. Then followed up by this tag match they had and Braun doing what he did. Then have Punk come out and get challenged by Finn after Breaker had been suspended for putting his hands on Pierce. Then later on, after Heyman had told Pierce he'd made a mistake by suspending him for putting his hands on Braun, maybe even have the police show up, either question Pierce or even arrest Adam Pierce. Braun Breaker's pressed charges for assault from Adam Pearce. Because he's not a professional wrestler. He's not supposed to be putting his hands on the talent. Instead, they did what they did, and Triple H is getting pictures from celebrities. They're probably better than anything he could do. Obafemi's video package was pretty decent, I suppose. But they need to build up the character of Oba. I hope they do. Can't wait to see him, see what they do with him, and hopefully we have some good matches with him and maybe Gunther and Drew McIntyre in the future. We did get a very good match on this show though, with two great pros. Wish they could have built this up a bit better. And I'm not looking forward to how they're going to handle AJ's retirement, but AJ Styles versus Gunther was really good. A really good match, probably one of the best matches of the week. Easily. As for SmackDown, all I can say is Drew and Fatu are money. Great start. Orton kind of got in the way. But it was a great start. Drew McIntyre coming out with the bagpipes, with the Roddy Piper entrance, with the championship in London. Great moment at Wembley Arena. Did expect to see Cody much earlier on in the show. He did come out later on, cried a little bit, then put himself in the Rumble. He did have a little scuffle after he got called out by Fatu, but that was broken up. First 2 hours of this show was really entertaining, and they had some decent matches and segments, but then the third hour came, and the longer it dragged, the worse it got, and now it's more than blatantly obvious they are going to put the title on Sami Zayn at the Royal Rumble. I mean, hopefully it's a tease. Hopefully they're just teasing us and they're not going to do it, but maybe they'll see sense. I mean, it'll be worse than when they decided to put the title on Jay. It'll be a moment. Yeah, it'll be a good moment. But once it's over, they won't have a clue what to do next. Except have someone beat him for it. Rest of the show, Kit Wilson got a decent pop when he came out and attacked Cardona. The women on the show, again, showed just how awful they are. But at least they're trying to do something, I suppose, with the women's tag team division, are they? I don't know. Carmelo won another pointless open challenge, and that's just going nowhere. And the MFTs and the Wyatts are still fighting over a light. It was kind of strange this show was at Wembley Arena. Not one of the bigger venues in London. Maybe they thought they wouldn't sell out the O2 with the prices they're charging. I mean, it's nothing special. They said they sold out Wembley Arena, and that's nothing special. I mean, TNA and Progress Wrestling have done that in the past. But it is a classic venue for wrestling, and one of my favourite venues for wrestling. I prefer going there than the O2, mainly because I grew up about 20 minutes from the venue, so it was always easy to get home after. AEW Dynamite. At this point, to make any sense of what is going on via a weekly episodic storyline basis, that's in the rearview mirror years ago with this company, and there's no way back. It's just a bunch of wrestling matches thrown together, and let's just hope everyone has some fun. This is not a serious company anymore, and it never will be. MJF versus Bandito was good. But how long can they have MJF versus whoever the flavour of the month is as the storyline? MJF can only carry this company for so long. They need a few more, in my opinion, as on his level. The women's division is a joke. The tag division is embarrassing. Nothing really good about this show. It's 2026 and they're still doing Darby versus the Death Riders. That's still a storyline in this company. Just move on. So TNA Impact is on AMC in America. Wow, that's great for them. Here in the UK, it's been a very long time. They had a decent TV deal. Long gone are the days of watching them on the Wrestling Channel and Bravo, and then was it Challenge TV? I'm sure people will tell me if I'm wrong. It's a shame. It's a shame. This is not the same TNA that got me back into wrestling over 20 years ago. This is WWE's D show, and the D stands for dump. This is where all the rejects WWE don't want get dumped. This is where the ones who still can't get over in NXT get dumped. The only interesting parts of this show were AJ Styles showing up, thanks to his connection with WWE, or otherwise he wouldn't be there. Dixie Carter getting booed out of the building, that was funny. And the botched finish in the main event between Santana and Kazarian. The only two that didn't really feature in WWE, really. You couldn't say they were WWE rejects. We all know which company those two came from, so that would explain the botched finish. I kid. I was not impressed, really, and I don't get all the hype with this company. This is not the same TNA it used to be 20 years ago. This was not good. And that's all the wrestling I pretty much watched this week. Thanks for letting me know Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think down below. And I'll see you next time. Stay safe, stay lucky. Peace.